Hello guys and gals, it is Soulfax here. Welcome to another episode of Mondays with Soulfax on a Tuesday. Because I'm sick and I just came back from sort of a vacation. So let me start at the beginning. So a couple of days ago, I think it was Wednesday. Yes, it was Wednesday is when we went to Bosnia. We had a holiday that we needed to go to because my father is Orthodox and stuff like that, and we usually do that every year, and I completely forgot that that is happening. So the video that I have planned for this Friday is going to get pushed over to Monday because it is completely impossible for me to do this in like 3 days because we came back the day before yesterday and I was sick, and yesterday I just felt so horrible that I couldn't do almost absolutely anything. I think I have an open wound in my throat, and it's horrible, but it's not impeaching. I don't know how to say it. It's not giving me problems when I'm speaking, but when I'm trying to swallow things and when I'm just standing still, it hurts as hell. So not a very good start to the week, or not a very good end to a vacation. I say it's a vacation, but it's not actually a vacation, because to go on a vacation you need to have a job. So it's just basically we went to Bosnia and it was really cold. It was really cold, and unfortunately, even though there are 3 houses over there on our, I would say, property or farm, whatever you want to call it, we had to sleep in the house that was without heating. So that was kind of horrible. We slept in, I think, -7 degrees Celsius, and even though, after all, under all of those blankets, you do get warm pretty easily, and it was not cold to sleep, because I can't sleep with my head covered, I had to sleep with my head uncovered, and my throat I was breathing in all of that cold air throughout the night, and it probably wrecked my throat or something. And I'm going to the hospital, well, not the hospital, I'm going to see my doctor tomorrow or the day after that, in case my throat doesn't get even slightly better. If it does get better, I'm just not going to see my doctor. But as you can see, it's not impeaching my ability to speak properly, so the video that was planned this Friday will be probably on Monday. I hope it will be on next Monday, not this Monday, next Monday. Well, Monday next week, if you get what I mean. So yeah, unfortunately it's going to get a little bit delayed, but what can you do, eh? 1, 2, 3, and... So moving to some other topics, what is this game that you're currently watching on the screen? Well, it is World of Tanks, or as I like to call it, World of Tonky Tonks, because you drive around tanks and shoot other tanks in hopes of killing the other tank before the tank that you're shooting at kills you. It is very simple. For those of you who don't know how this game works, you have 15 tanks on your team and 15 tanks on the enemy team. There are 2 objectives. Either you need to capture whatever capture points that are available on the map and hold them, well, not hold them, excuse me. When you capture them and the counter goes to 100, you win. Or you can kill the entirety of the enemy team and you still win. So it's a very simple game. But the only problem with it is free to play, and a lot of games, as you know, that are free to play tend to be somewhat pay to win, and the pay to win aspect of this game is varied and, I would say, subjective in some ways. So first thing I need to explain to you, there are certain types of ammos each tank can fire. Most of the tanks get an armor-piercing round, which is their standard round, which they fire to penetrate tanks and do damage to them. Secondly, almost all of the tanks in the game, or, well, I should say all of the cannons that are available for all of the tanks in the game, have some sort of high explosive round, which is meant for lightly armored targets and does more damage but has less penetration. So it's kind of a gamble shooting high explosive in most cases, but in some cases, especially when shooting artillery or shooting at the backs of tanks, it can be somewhat useful. Now, again, all of the tanks in the game, well, at least most of the guns in the game, get a certain type of ammo that is called gold ammo. It is an ammo that you used to be able to purchase only with gold, which is the premium currency of World of Tanks. Now you can purchase it with an extraordinary amount of credit, so it is available to everybody, but the thing about gold, it has more penetration than your standard AP rounds, and in some cases it even does more damage. Now, for players who have access to a lot of credits or access to a lot of gold, it is quite easy and quite understandable for them to stock up on gold ammo. But for free-to-play players, which don't have a lot of gold and, well, don't have almost any gold or don't have a lot of credits, it is a lot harder for them to stock up on gold ammo. And gold ammo is very useful because the fact that in World of Tanks, depending on which tier you are, you can get matched up against tanks that are 2 tiers higher for you. To give you an example, if you're a tier 5 tank, you can be fighting against tier 7 vehicles, and a tier 5 tank might not be able to penetrate tier 7 vehicles, so stocking up on gold ammo is a good thing to do. And that's just the first layer of why this game is somewhat pay to win. There is an argument to say that gold ammo is not pay to win since everybody can buy it, but since it is so expensive and some tanks literally cannot be used without gold ammo because they have such shitty cannons, yeah, it's subjective like I said. Now secondly, another big factor in the pay-to-winness of World of Tanks is the spotting mechanics. Now let me just explain what I mean by that. There are 2 states in which a tank exists, spotted or unspotted. When your tank is not spotted, their name does not appear on anybody's screen, the minimap, the icon of your tank is not displayed on the minimap, you're basically invisible unless you get spotted. And when your tank does get spotted, the icon, the name, and the type of your tank is displayed on the minimap, and you can get seen through walls. There's just your health bar and your name is displayed above your tanks, and anybody who has a direct line of sight to you and is hovering their cursor over you will get your silhouette displayed to them in a red shape, and a red silhouette display, if you get what I mean. You can see it on the screen, it's pretty simple to understand. Now, spotting mechanics in World of Tanks are very complicated. They are the most complicated thing in the game because there's so many variables that can determine whether or not you get spotted or don't get spotted, but the most important is your camo index, or how camouflaged your tank is when it's stationary and when it's moving, and of course your view range. Now, most tanks in the game have a view range in between 300 and 400 meters, and since the maps are very small, it is very probable in some maps that you will get spotted literally across the map from one spawn point to the other spawn point. So getting spotted in this game is a very important thing, and spotting your enemies is a very important job. That being said, there are a couple of consumables and a couple of tricks that you can use to actually get your tank to have more view range and a better camo rating. Those things are premium consumables like a camo net, which increases your camo rating if you stand still, and binoculars, which increases your view range if you stand still. Both of these things can be bought with just regular credits, but they're extremely expensive. And if you want to transfer these these, I would say, upgrades from one vehicle to another, you need to pay it with gold to unmount it and then mount it to another vehicle. So it's not very easy to use unless you have an abundant amount of gold on hand. Thirdly, every single tank in World of Tanks has a crew attached to them, and if you have a crew that is highly trained, it is very easy to play the game because you have access to some abilities that some other crews don't, like increased repair time, better camouflage, better reload, but most importantly, it is the Sixth Sense skill. The Sixth Sense skill allows you to know when you're being spotted. Otherwise, you don't get a notification when you get spotted, but as you can see on the screen, I do have 6th Sense in my KV-13, so when somebody spots me, I get a little indicator on the screen telling me that I have been spotted. Any tank with a trained up crew will automatically perform better, at least on paper, than a tank that has a stock crew without no skills on it. So if you get a tank that doesn't have 6th Sense, you're going to be struggling to play the game properly, as I am very well aware of, because only one of the tanks that I own and play has 6th Sense, and it is most definitely the tank that I enjoy playing the most because it's a lot easier than playing without 6th Sense. All in all, this game is definitely a decent game. I do enjoy playing it, even though it gets frustrating at times because you depend a lot on RNG and you depend a lot on your teammates, and there's always that factor, well, you just think to yourself when you get killed, did that guy use gold ammo, and did that guy just have a better crew than I have because he spent a lot of money on this game, or did he have premium consumables because he spent a lot of money on this game and just because of that he was able to outplay me. I think all in all, World of Tanks is a great game, but it's not for everybody, because at some point you reach a point where you need to play well in order to earn enough credits to repair your tanks and to advance through the tanks if you want to play the game properly. And at tier 7 it just gets very hard to earn enough credits to repair your tank and restock it with ammunition and consumables and have some credits left over so you can buy the next tank that you want to play. Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. Anyhow, I've rambled long enough. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week. This Monday, be on the lookout for the first episode of Witcher Stories, or whatever I call that series. Until then, hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Soulfax, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.